works, right, back in India. But for me, it was quite different because I am working as a lawyer, right? So I had to already break many barriers.
What do you enjoy most about teaching English in France?
Just find those male eyes oogling at you if you're just, wearing something revealing, or I don't know, you would just be even covered up in a suit and still the boys would be checking you out. So whether it's in a bus, like even at home, you're supposed to be.
Well, Revisha, only for the best of our viewers, before we dive into the caffeine fueled chaos that is this channel, why don't you tell our viewers, a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, sure. Hi everyone, this is Rebecca Sachdeva. I am currently working as an English language assistant in Blue Up. For me, it's another domain of profession that I'm diving into for the first time.
Why?
Because I am a lawyer back in India, and
Lawyer.
here I'm a teacher in an elementary school. So, yeah.
Okay, quite interesting. So, Revisha, are you ready for the ride of life? Buckle up because we are about to kickstart off with our first segment, that is the rapid fire round. Quick answers, no thinking, just pure unfiltered fun.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, but you have to just describe it in words and just quite a few of adjectives. No
Wow.
long answers. So it's gonna be quite fun. So you viewers, stay tuned.
Sure, bring
So
it
ready?
on then.
Let's do it. So, how did you first hear about the English language assistant program in France in one word?
Well, French
No
class.
thinking.
French class at Allen's Français.
Okay. Your initial reaction upon landing in France.
Fucking cold.
Describe a typical day as an English language assistant in 2 words.
Hectic and fun.
Okay. Biggest challenge you faced over here in France?
Language and racism.
Racism.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy most about teaching English in France?
I can just be myself.
How do you keep your students engaged in the classroom?
We dance it out. We use songs, and it's too much fun for me, and I guess the students love that too.
An unforgettable moment you've had with your students.
I got them dancing on the beats of Ye Twist, Ye Twist.
Okay. Favorite French cuisine?
A favorite French dish for me would be gratin. Yeah.
Okay, gratin.
Gratin, yeah, because I'm a vegetarian. I haven't really tried non-vegetarian items here. So
Okay.
for me, of course, ratatouille is always the best, but something very different was gratin.
One activity that you often do on weekends in France.
Shopping.
Wouldn't you do the same back in India?
Well, no, because here the life is entirely different, and on Saturday and Sunday you really have to take out time and go grocery shopping, go to the farmer's market, and buy some cheap fruits and vegetables because it's insanely expensive at supermarkets.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't eat fruits and vegetables, which is quite weird, but so I don't spend more money buying those things. And one last question. One piece of advice for future language assistants. In short.
Just apply,
Wow.
and come here, guys. France is waiting for you.
Yeah, did you all hear it? France is waiting for you. So, wow, Revisha, that was hotter than a cup of freshly brewed espresso. Now let's simmer down and dwell a bit deeper into your story. Ready for round 2?
Sure.
Are you ready for round 2? So let's get started for round 2. So, Revisha, diving into your family. How supportive was your family and especially your parents, and how did they take this, when you must have told them that, what, I'm planning to go to France and I'm planning to do Assistana and, leave Chandigarh, and, how did they take it? I mean.
Well, for me, it was not a smooth experience at first, of course,
Okay.
because while I was applying, I did not tell my parents that I was going to apply for this program. And
Okay, chori chupe.
Chori chupe, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. But yeah, the moment I got my academy results, I was like, I'm gonna do it, and that's when I broke the news to my parents, and were like, "Are you sure? Like, you're gonna take a break from your career, and it's like a year long break, and of course, as a girl leaving back her family, everything that I'd set up back home." Their journey is entirely different here. And I had no clue how life was going to be in France. I was just fascinated by the idea of just, exploring a different culture. So, well, my parents were definitely not supportive, but, they say either get convinced or convince the other person. So for me, that was the case.
Okay, I mean, not being from the backward thinking, but being a girl, I mean, how did you perceive it or what did you think? Because I know a lot of girls and a lot of women today who are of this view that, oh God, we're not able to do this. The question of confidence, the question of the whole idea of being a girl.
Yeah.
Did it impact your decisions? Did it cause a rift in your family, especially your parents? Because they say ना, लड़की खुली हुई तिजोरी की तरह होती है. Pardon my Hindi, but the statement of लड़की खुली हुई तिजोरी की तरह होती है. So living on this statement and believing on this concept, as a girl, what did you think and how did your parents look at it? Here I'm talking to you from the point of view as a girl, as an individual.
I get it, Sherwin, of course, because that's how the Indian society works, right, back in India. But for me, it was quite different because I am working as a lawyer, right? So I had to already break many barriers while I entered this domain. And this issue of safety and all is always a concern for Indian parents.
Definitely.
And while, I'm going to live in here by myself, of course, because I will not have any family, I'll have to look for an independent house.
Cooking alone.
Well, cooking is not a problem for me, of course, but staying alone was a big issue because, you're living in an entirely different country. You just don't know how safe the city will be. And the parents have this issue, okay, you're going to party around and, go out late because you would not require any permission, right? So I think that is a good part for me, but not for my parents because they are like...
So did you have any conflicts or, you had to tell them that, no, I want to do this and how did they react? Their initial reaction was or did you have to be what, I want to do this. मुझे करना है ये, मुझे नहीं पता लेकिन मैं करूंगी, तुम मेरे साथ हो या तुम मेरे साथ नहीं हो.
Yeah.
So how did you have those kind of moments how they show in these Hindi serials, these dramas where...
Well, I think I'm a headstrong girl, so if I made up my mind, I'm gonna do it. So that's me.
So nothing frightened you while you were...
No, I'm always the most exciting person, and I'm like, if there's an adventure or a challenge before me, I would bring it on, and I'm gonna do it. And I think that's how I survived here for the past 8 months.
Okay, because I also got to know a little about you that you have already visited 2 different countries apart, abroad. So how was that experience, and can you just dwell a little on that? Did you gain the courage from those countries, moving out that way? Or it was just something completely new for you? Or did you gain, or did you feel that, okay, I've already done this before and I can do it now also? So did that experience help you take this decision? Was that
definitely Sherwin? For me, as a young girl, I'd always traveled abroad on my own without my parents, and I have spent a major chunk of my life living in hostels. So for me, that was how I was brought up, right? Very independent. And when I moved to France, so here again, I found that lost freedom. And I guess that has really helped me a lot because, of course, the culture in US and Canada is entirely different than in Europe. But it's more secure, and I think we have so much of liberty here in Europe that I will never even imagine of experiencing in India. I guess the girls would relate. Like, even if you're just stepping out of the house, you have to think, okay, what are you wearing? How are you dressing up?
So basically, the culture, the way girls or women are objectified.
Objectified, I would rather say they're always under a constant gaze of men, and you will always find those male eyes oogling at you if you're just, wearing something revealing, or I don't know, you would just be even covered up in a suit, and still the boys would be checking you out. So, whether it's in a bus, like even at home, you're supposed to be, Savitri Sanskari
like
kind of a
you're
girl.
supposed to say,
Yeah.
"Thank God I'm not a girl, I'm a guy," and that makes things so much more easier for me because I cannot even imagine what you girls and how the society can be so difficult at times to tackle with. So if you don't mind me asking, I know that they usually say that guys should not ask girls their age, but I'm still gonna do that. So if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Revisha?
Well, oh, okay, I'm 26.
Oh, okay, 26. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, because I don't remember my age myself. I am very bad at it.
So, shadi ki umar, shadi ke plans, anything approaching, or like, I'm not wanting to sound like your parents, but
You definitely are. Sounded like my parents' show.
okay, fine. I'll make it much simpler and much easier for you. So I encountered and I spoke to a few other assistants,
Yeah.
and they told me, their personal relations impacted and influenced their decision making, especially as first timers coming to France, leaving India, and on a personal level, because long distance relationship ho jata hai, and then like when they are together for quite some time, and then the distance widens, there are problems that occur.
Definitely.
So what is your take on this? Like, what do you feel?
Well, I can speak about myself and friends close to me. I have seen relationships falling apart, and it's not a big news for many because when you go into long distance relationship, there is always a distance of communication.
Definitely.
There's time difference. The culture is entirely different. You working here is in an atmosphere where you just don't know what your working hours are going to be and how your evenings are going to be spent with. And
So it's a lot of sacrifice, and there are a lot of struggles also, because I feel then you drift away, and the gap widens, and
yeah, absolutely. The same with friends as well. It's not just with your partner back in India. Like, if you might have friends back in India and you might feel, you're growing apart from your friends because they no longer resonate with your journey. You will be traveling a lot. You will be going out with, more people here, and you would be making new friends. And maybe you would find a new partner, or you might,
yeah, quite interesting.
yeah, you might end up in a situation.
I'm hoping to find a Frenchie, but let's see, as you mentioned. But also, Revisha, before I go ahead with the questions, a very important question where, a lot of YouTube channels and, a lot of people do not discuss about your mental state, your mental health. As we need a doctor, guys, for, when we have physical pain or when we are going through this. I don't think a lot of people talk about your emotional state, your emotional welfare, your psychological conditions,
Yeah.
because I believe it's all right over here in your brain. So if you're sorted over here, everything around you is sorted. So can you tell me something about, how was your emotional state? What are the factors that you face, or, how can you cope up with them? Because I coming to France, I was not mentally and emotionally prepared, because I didn't get the time to prepare myself, and also I didn't pay a lot of importance. I was like, bag, suitcase, everything is good, and yeah, just go to France. But the most important and underlying point is that your mental state. Talking about a lot of counselors, that's why we have a lot of counselors.
Yeah.
We have psychology into picture, because like how there are breakups, there are personal problems, but also what is very important is keeping in mind your head space. So can you tell me and go a little into depth about how was it for you mentally? What are the things you faced? And how could you overcome with simple strategies, or like just simple things that people can do, like in case if they come to France or
Yeah.
if they move abroad, how can they heal themselves?
Well, you've asked too much, Sherman, but I guess that's a very important question you put in here. And well, I have to. Well, this is a very emotional moment for me right now because I had actually experienced this, that mental health being degraded when I moved here because in France usually it rains a lot and we see no sun for months at times. Like
So the weather conditions also
the
affect.
weather conditions really impact your mental health. For me, the month of November and December,
When did you come?
I came in end of September,
Okay.
but October was still warm and sunny, but things changed in November. And December, I remember I was not able to talk to my friends back home. I had, issues going on with my parents and everything, and I had not really found my community in my city itself, and not really French friends like who I would hang out with, and absolutely no sun. Like I'm a person who would thrive in sunshine, but for me, it got really depressing. I did not have the energy to get out of bed at all. I would just want to stay
Did you
in
feel
bed.
that loneliness also was one of the factors that hit you?
Absolutely. Loneliness, no friends, no energy, raining, the grey skies, everything piled up, and I felt like,
Because
I need to get out. Like
I can imagine,
cannot
because coming from
survive.
India, where we are like, our neighbors are always in the house, and we are always so used to seeing people around us. It can be like, quite challenging, because I remember when I just came to France, I came in a dead end city which is known as Arras, where I felt I was in the middle of nowhere, and where I live back in Mumbai, I mean, I always had people around me, and when I came, I was like, what is this? Where am I? I remember one day I counted that entire day when I was in the city of Arras, I counted that only 5 people passed through my windows. So that's when I realized that people around you, having people, having some movement, some lively movement around you, also can be one of the contributing factors.
Absolutely, and there's so much of quiet here. Like you will not find that honking sounds of the vehicles passing by, and the population is very less. The city I live in, it got 45,000 people living there. So
That's not even the number of the people that live in my area back in India.
So yeah, like it's not at all densely populated, and it gets too quiet in the evenings, and the shops close at around like 6 in the evening. You have nothing to do.
But then if you're
going in the
hungry at
morning,
11,
it's dark. You're coming back at home. You're coming home, and it's still dark. So you feel like you haven't really seen the day at all.
So how did you cope up with this? I mean, like, what would you do?
For me, I was quite lucky. I just checked. There are some applications that the assistants really use, and for me, I just
Could you share some if you know?
Yeah, so there are like some travel applications like Omeo, Ryanair, or like low fare, cheap flights that we have here in Europe. So I just looked, there was a 16 euro round way ticket to Seville, and I just booked it for a weekend, and I just like, okay, I'm gonna go get some sunshine and maybe I'll feel better. And that was my first solo trip here in Europe. And I guess that was the best decision I took at that point of time.
Okay, but on a daily basis, I mean, how can someone, survive if they are feeling too lonely? Like basic activities or things that they could do to, cope up with their emotional and mental health, to keep it intact.
I think it's very important to talk it out. I was a very reserved person, and it takes time for me to open up to new people.
But you opened up to me, so I'm assuming that I have some.
Well, you made me comfortable, but yes, I guess I learned to be vulnerable here, and it's very important to connect to people because, of course, French people have this very negative.
Oh, no wonder so many girls connect with me. Now I understand, I think. Okay.
Well, yeah, you have that personality. I would say that.
I can't help it.
But yeah, the French people they're infamous for having that cold.
Because they are
okay.
always in their homes, they are confined to their groups, they are confined, like theirs is only going to work,
Yeah.
coming back, weekends, Friday evenings, Saturdays, Sundays, like just going to a cafe. A lot of cafes are there, guys, over here in France. So they just sit in a cafe, you take a cup of coffee like of 3-4 euros. I think that may be also
This is
more.
still more like, I think 2 euros will get a good
Okay.
coffee. So.
And they can talk sipping a 2 euro coffee for like 2 hours.
Oh, I will say 4 hours. Like, they love to talk, and I think I've learned this aspect from French people. Like, I've started talking more. But
So
talking about people, I think there's another thing here that I really loved here. That was Café de Langue.
Okay, what's Café de Langue?
So Café de Langue is like any city would have an organization or a community where people would love to learn a new language. Okay. For me, it was in my city. They wanted to learn English.
What city were you in again? Can you tell our viewers?
Yeah, I was in Blois.
Okay, and can you geographically tell us
to put it on the map, it's in Centre-Val de Loire region, and it's right in the middle. If you look at Paris, and it's like south of Paris.
Okay, so it's quite close to Paris.
Yeah.
How far is it?
It's 1 hour 30 minutes by train.
Okay,
so
okay. So you visit Paris quite often, I'm assuming.
Yeah. My weekends were always spent in Paris.
Okay, so you have some good friends, I'm assuming, over here.
Well, I made really good friends in Paris, and I'm thankful to that. Yeah, but of course. And I was talking about Café de Langue, and I met amazing people there. And ages no bar, for sure. And you'll find that French people are so eager to learn English at times, and they want to learn about your culture, because India is like a land of diversity for them, very vibrant and colorful, and it's entirely different, right? The cuisine is different, and they're very curious to know.
And they also love spices. They love our Indian food.
Well, they cannot tolerate the spice level for sure, but yeah, they love to experiment with food.
Okay.
And I guess I played an important part, and I would give myself that credit that, I could really educate them about India. Like, the little knowledge I had, I could share with them, and I made amazing people. I met amazing people and made really good friends. Like, I was really hoping.
So you're saying one of the way to mentally cope up with the stress and anxiety. I'm a person who faces anxiety.
Yeah.
So I mean, what advice, if I had to be an assistant and come to France, what would be the daily life, everyday activities or things that you would just tell me to do? You know what, do this on a daily basis that could help me be sane?
I guess you should find a hobby or a passion for yourself. Like, if you already have something.
Does it make a difference?
It does. It absolutely does. For me, it was dance. And I don't know, maybe you could have your music, you could sketch, you could just, go out and do photography, or maybe you can cook if you have a cuisine. So, yeah, I think just find your passion and find something that would give you motivation to get up every day and engage yourself in that activity.
Like evening walks and all also would help.
Oh, definitely. For me, I'm a nature lover, and I love to explore and discover new parks and the green spaces in my city. And thankfully, I had a river in my city.
Oh,
so I would just go out in the evening, pack myself a small picnic, and just sit by
all by yourself. Sometimes
by myself.
me time is very much needed. I mean, we are so surrounded by people, and we so need, like, we need to put ourselves between people that we feel that if people are not there around us, we are lost.
Yeah.
So this can also be a time for you to discover yourself and spend some time with yourself. And last, a very, very important, another important question. The last question is, you as an Indian, you as a foreigner in this land, can you tell me how were you viewed? How did the other foreigners perceive you? I'm talking in terms of racism or in terms of, how were you viewed when you just came to France? I mean, what are your views on that?
Well, it's the hard truth, Sherwin. I am brown skinned, right? And you can figure out that I'm an Indian by my face. And
however, you look American.
No. But yeah, the moment I step into any administrative office in France, they will look at you with a different
angle.
Yeah, and they would judge you for being an immigrant. and life is definitely not easy for immigrants in France. And of course, I'm not speaking for all the French people. Some have been very, very kind to me and have, welcomed me into their homes with open arms. But of course, where there is good, there's a other side of the coin as well.
Definitely.
And I have had experiences of racism where people just come up to your face and like, "You're really brown." Like, yeah, I'm brown and I'm proud of it. So
Yeah.
it's okay. Like, you really have to accept yourself, I guess. It's very important. But I've met people at at the supermarkets, and I just love talking to people.
Okay.
So even if they come up to you, I think it's your responsibility to change the conversation in a way that they
Absolutely.
appreciate you for bringing in diversity to their country.
Absolutely, Ravisha. Rightly pointed out. And yes. So, Ravisha, we covered up so many topics, we did so many transitions, we spoke about so many things. But now, what I'm interested, and I'm sure that our viewers also want to know that, as an English language assistant, is there any moment or story or an incident basically that you came across and it made you regret? I wouldn't use the word regret, or made you think or question, rather put into thinking the question of coming to France, as I'm doing this Assistana program, like yeah, I shouldn't have done this, or yeah, I don't think this was meant for me, or I don't know why I took it up. Like I mean, not very much negative, but made you just believe that okay, there could be something else better out there for you, or that you felt that okay, it was okay. Now you just did it and whoa. So, and any incident or moment or story that you would want to narrate to our viewers that that made you think that okay, assistant.
Well, I think it was not specifically English assistant program, but just coming here in France. Uh, it was like at the initial time when I had just moved here, and well, I think it's my fault as well. But I was homeless, you know. I
How?
wouldn't say that I was out of the streets. Of course, by God's grace, my parents funded my first month of me staying here in France.
Quite supportive.
Of course, and I had no place to go. I hadn't found an apartment yet. I was constantly searching for
How were you
apartments
searching?
online
I mean, like,
because there are websites online like leboncoin.com and all this, or like different
stood
websites.
apart. There's also
Stood
stood
apart.
apart.
But then there's some formalities associated, like you need to have a garant, like a guarantor, and you need to have a French guarantor basically, and we need to have a minimum salary also, so that, for example, if I'm earning like around $1,000 in a month and the rent is around 500, so of course you're spending like your half salary on your rent, right? And for assistance, it's just after taxes, it's 833 euros. Well,
Oh,
not
so
that
you're telling
much
your viewers about your salary. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
833 euros per month
per
for doing
month.
assistant.
And
Okay.
the guarantor that I was able to find was ready to finance me only till 400 euros as rent.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
And you've been living in France as well, so I would be quite honest, like in 400 euros, you get nothing really. You cannot find an apartment. And in Blois, the apartments are very expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, the rent is quite expensive, and I was like, in 400 euros, how will I manage to find a place and
Eating, drinking, going out.
Exactly.
I mean, your bills, definitely.
Yeah, utilities, you have to pay for everything, right? Your mobile
So
bill,
I think,
everything.
did you make this as a decision, or did you view this as a problem? I mean,
Of course, like the salary was quite low, and finally, after I think by God's grace, I met a lady who welcomed me to her place,
oh wow.
and I was staying in a hotel for the first 2 days, and
Okay.
I met this lady, and she offered me a free stay in her place. Like, she was a
Oh
complete
my
stranger. She was a
God.
complete stranger. And
Do you have a contact number? Can you share it with me? I think I'll also contact her.
no, actually, she's now a very
Jokes
good
apart.
friend of mine, of course. I
So-
stayed at a place for like 15 days.
Okay.
And she really helped me out to look for an apartment. She talked to her colleagues, and they were also ready to let me, like, if I do not get an apartment there, because I was staying in a son's room, right?
Okay.
Because he was out in a different city. And she was like, I have this colleague, so maybe if you do not find another apartment, so maybe for the next week you move to my colleague's place. And then he was ready to help me out. And then he was like, if you don't find another apartment, then maybe some other colleague will help me out.
Okay.
So
So
I was like,
you had colleagues
wow.
lined up for your stay.
And they were not my colleagues. Like,
They
no
were a
connection.
colleague's colleague, a colleague's
yeah,
colleague.
she was like a stranger lady.
A
and
colleague's
this
colleague, a colleague's colleague.
Exactly.
This
And I was
sounds like
like,
a song.
wow. Like,
Okay.
and
So this was what you felt was
yeah, like
a little
without
of
housing,
a task.
it's a huge big no. Like, don't come here without having sorted out your housing situation. But finally, I did find a very sweet old couple who rented out the house for 406
sweet.
euros. To
Oh
be
my
precise.
god! Finally.
Finally.
Even if you went through so many struggles, the sun was
Yeah.
always shining bright at the end.
Of
You see, no,
course.
towards the end of the dark tunnel, there's always light out there.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
okay, so I mean, this was a little scary and a little of, quite intense.
Exactly.
But now to calm the situation down and to, to put towards, as we are towards the end of this podcast,
Mhm.
just a small game that is the rapid fire round.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, I'm going to give you options and, it's quite quick. You have no option, you have no time to think, you have to just answer. You don't
Okay.
even take 1 second to think. And so, are you
Let's do
ready?
it. Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, fine. So, Ravisha, your first question, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Favorite book?
Tuesdays with Morris.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Morning person or night owl?
And definitely night owl.
I mean, we all are, most of us are. Beach or mountains?
Beaches.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
That's so cliche. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Neither. I'm scared of animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're cute.
Last song you listened to?
We were just listening to Megan Trainor's song. I don't remember the title of the song, sorry.
Okay. Go to comfort food.
Prawn tea.
What's that?
Like, it's parantha, but basically prawn tea is like a smaller version of parantha.
Okay, so have you become a foreigner? Have you become a Frenchie? The way you're pronouncing things.
No.
You're making me actually think that she's actually become French, huh? Like from India paratha to French.
Prawn tea.
Paratha.
Well, you can say that. My food taste has really changed.
Your first job?
My first job I think it was a teacher. Yeah.
Okay. Dream travel destination?
Greece.
Favorite hobby?
Dance?
Let's do a dance reel someday together.
Definitely.
Best piece of advice you've ever received? One statement.
Oh. I think I've received such good advices that it's difficult
One.
to choose
Just
from.
one.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Time's
I
up.
guess.
Time's up. Okay. If you could have dinner with one celebrity, who would it be?
Ranbir Kapoor.
Okay. So are you trying to say that Ranbir Kapoor is better than all the other celebrities?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll just stare him till I can eat him.
Okay. TMI, too much information. Favorite way to unwind after a long day?
I'm sorry.
Favorite way
Mm-hmm.
to unwind after a long day?
Just get a warm cup of tea and get cozy in bed.
Okay. One thing you can't live without.
My phone.
Okay. What superpower would you want?
To be invisible.
Okay. Favorite childhood memory?
Just dancing and owning the stage. Like, I would just
Dance like no one's watching, basically.
I told like at my aunt's wedding, I told everyone to get off the stage, and because I'm supposed to be dancing.
You need some kind of confidence for that. I think even Karan Johar would not able to do
And I
that the
made-
way you have done it.
Exactly, I made the cameraman film me for 1 hour straight, just me dancing on this like.
But
Just
I'm assuming that it was worth it.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Do you prefer to cook or order takeout? I mean,
Definitely cooking. Cooking is.
what's
Wow.
wrong with
Yeah.
you?
It's therapeutic for me.
Okay. And last, what's your favorite holiday?
For me, the last one was in Spain.
Okay, so you've been to Spain, you've been to Greece, you've been to
No, I
USA.
haven't been to Greece. It's still a dream destination.
Okay, but before I finish this, okay, uh, did you? It's quite of a serious question, so I want everyone to pay attention.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever think that you would get a chance to be sitting besides me, and I mean, me being your host? Did you like ever perceive or think that okay, I mean, you would be on the YouTube channel, but like, did you ever think that like you would get a chance to sit beside Sherwin and I mean,
Well, I would have imagined a different person sitting right beside me. Not you, of course. Don't mind Sherman.
oh, okay. I mean, I'm just highly influenced by Kapil Sharma, so I mean that's why I thought. But since we are towards the end of this podcast, and I mean, it was so nice talking to you, Ravisha. I mean, I learned so many things, and I think I could relate as a foreigner living in France over here, as an Indian or as an immigrant, that what difficulties and challenges we face. And now I've learned that I'm not the only one sailing in the same boat. I mean, there are so many people out there, okay?
Of course.
And sorry, I forgot to ask you a question. Um, I wanted to go on to the mental health topic, and I mean, are there any particular exercises or any ways that you used on an everyday basis to make yourself feel better?
For me, it's cooking. Like,
Okay, it was more like kind of a therapy.
yeah, and also like I've always been that person. Like I will just put on music on high volume and just dance it out. Just dance it out because
Okay, what kind of songs?
any would do. I
Like
love
I can
to-
literally start on "You Are My Sonia." I mean, I can really just go on that song. I think I can push Kareena Kapoor also aside.
Oh, I'm sure you can, but for me,
Yeah.
it could be a dual beat or just a sweet romantic song or a sad song. I can even dance on that. So that's me.
Okay, quite interesting. So it was great having you, Ravisha, and thanks for this wonderful podcast and participating and definitely getting a chance to meet me. I mean, I don't know when we are going to meet now, but hopefully someday.
Yeah.
And thanks for being a part of this channel.
Thank you,
So, guys, representing to you, Ravisha Sachdeva, and I mean, really, I'm so glad that I got a chance to, ask you such wonderful questions and understand what life is like.
Well,
you know,
thanks to
in
you that
France.
we dealt on such topics, and I guess maybe.
But
it would be
but but
done.
but Ravisha, I'm sure that our viewers are like looking forward to something. You remember there's something that we are forgetting.
I guess we are.
We definitely are. So, guys, as I mentioned to you that there's a gift awaiting for you, for the viewers, and I told you all that you'll have to stay tuned and watch the video till the end. So now it's time to talk about the gift.
What is it, Sherwin?
I mean, I'm sure it's not for you, but it's for our viewers. But you can still participate in it if you want to.
Definitely.
So, I mean, let my focus be on my viewers, not you. So, guys, so Ravisha doesn't have a place, so you guys have a chance. So, for all the viewers who have watched this video till the end, Rythme Français, okay, the YouTube channel has a secret hamper waiting for you, okay, and for that you all will have to read. The link is mentioned right down in the bio, okay, so you guys have to read it. Just follow all the instructions that are given. Participate in a small survey. No, wait, you told me the word survey. No, it's not survey. You have to make a 30-second video. For this mainly gift hamper is for all the English language assistants, maybe in the past or who are going to come to France, and you have to record a small 30-second video telling about your views and how did you like it, how was your experience, and I mean, did you enjoy it, and what are the things that you found difficult, the challenges. Basically just a 30-second to 1 minute video, okay, just a quick short one, narrating your experience. This is exclusively for English language assistants. Okay, the other viewers, stay tuned. I have something for you guys also, because I'm not an English language assistant. So there has to be something for us too. So if you make a 30-second video or a 1-minute video where you narrate your, your experiences, how it was in France, living the dream of an English language assistant, okay? If you're the lucky one and we like your video, be rest assured that there's a secret hamper from Le Rythme Français coming to you. So,
That's quite
start
tempting.
getting your video. Wait, you can't participate in it. So, start getting your video prepared. You can just use your telephone. You don't need any hi-fi, high-tech cameras. And you just send it in the bio. We are going to provide everything in the link. It's already provided. And yeah, you may be a lucky one. So, start getting ready with your video. And now, I mean, we give a lot of importance for the English language assistants, and then there are people like me, the local people who are just in France, and I've just learned French, but I've not participated or been a part of the English language assistant, and I wish I had been, but I didn't get a chance. Maybe in the future. There's always
It's okay when you had your own language learning journey.
yes, but then there's always scope that I can always participate next year or some other time. So, for all the language lovers, all the ones who are learning language, be it anything, Russian, Spanish, German, French, anything.
Okay.
So, we have another gift for you, okay? You fill out the questionnaire, which is again in the bio, mentioned in the bio, and we have something else ready for you. We have another gift for you. So, if you're into learning of a language, it's just a global thing. You don't have to be a part of the Asistana, you don't have to take, part in anything. Just fill the questionnaire, read the instructions, and submit your application, and you might be a lucky one to also win a gift. So,
hurry
gift
up,
mil rahe hain,
guys.
then why are you not? But that's not for you. That's for us. For
Well,
people
what's
like
in
us.
for me?
So, there's nothing. You being interviewed with me only, it's a big thing. So, yeah, you're going to be this. So, guys, for both the kind of people, whether you're learning a language and whether you have done Assistana and been an English language assistant in France, maybe in a year, get going, guys, because trust me, don't lose out on this opportunity. ऐसे gift hampers नहीं मिलते. Okay? So, stay tuned, and please, if you like this video, do not forget to like and subscribe to Le Rythme Français, where we are going to have exclusive content to you, and we are going to come up with more podcasts, which is definitely going to give you more of a clearer picture of what life in France is. So do not miss out on our videos, and just like and subscribe, and I'm sure we won't disappoint you.
Press the bell icon and share this video with your friends, and help spread the word.
Yeah. So, Le Rythme Français signing out, and hope you're having a good day, a good week, and waiting to look forward to meet you in person. So, this is me, Sherwin Roderick, signing out, and Revisha Sachdeva for you. Bye, guys. Take care, and thank you for remaining till the end. It means so much to us. Loads of love.
Ciao.